Hi there, and welcome to Thrive After 50, where we believe that getting older doesn't mean slowing down, giving up, or fading out. It means living smarter, caring deeper, and cherishing every moment a little more. Whether you're here for yourself or someone you love, maybe your mom, your dad, a spouse, or a dear friend, you're in the right place. We're building a space where health advice is easy to understand, heartfelt, and truly helpful. No judgment, no pressure. Just real conversations about how to feel good in our own skin as the years go by. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood in your kitchen, looking at your pantry or fridge, and thought, what's still okay for me to eat? You're not alone. For many of us, food has become a mix of comfort and confusion. We want meals that nourish, not harm. We want to keep the flavor, but not the fear. Especially when it comes to things like blood pressure. High blood pressure is more common than you think. In fact, nearly half of adults in the US have it, and many don't even realize it. It's called the silent killer for a reason. It sneaks up quietly, without pain, without warning. And over time, it puts a serious strain on your heart, your brain, your kidneys, even your eyes. But here's the thing no one tells you. Some of the biggest triggers are hiding in plain sight, in the foods we eat every day. It's not just about grabbing a salty snack once in a while. It's about those seemingly innocent meals, the can of soup that's light but loaded with sodium, the frozen dinner that promises convenience but delivers a blood pressure spike, or the processed meats that turn up on breakfast plates across America every morning. So today, we're going to shine a gentle light on this. We'll walk through 5 foods that folks with high blood pressure really ought to limit or avoid, and more importantly, we'll talk about why and what you can enjoy instead. This isn't a lecture, it's a conversation. One you'd have at the kitchen table, over coffee, with someone who cares. Because your health is not just about numbers on a chart, it's about having the energy to walk with your grandkids, garden in the spring, dance in your kitchen, or take that trip you've been dreaming of. It's about living fully, with joy, clarity, and strength, at any age. So, grab a notebook if you'd like, or just sit back and listen. Let's talk about how small changes, like being more mindful of what's on your plate, can lead to big wins for your heart, your mind, and your future. Let's be honest. Most of us grew up in a time when a can of soup or a pack of deli meat felt like a modern miracle. No cooking, no fuss, just pop it open and dinner was ready. And when you're tired, busy, or cooking for one, well, processed food seems like the easiest choice. But here's the truth no one tells you loud enough. Convenience can come at a cost. And when it comes to high blood pressure, that cost is usually hidden in the salt. You see, processed foods are often loaded with sodium, preservatives, and saturated fats, ingredients that might help them last longer on a shelf but don't help your heart last longer. Take a simple slice of ham, for example. It might look innocent sitting between 2 slices of whole wheat bread. But just one slice can pack 300 to 500 milligrams of sodium. That's a third of the entire day's limit for someone managing their blood pressure. Now imagine you eat 2 slices, maybe throw in some cheese, maybe a handful of chips on the side. Before you know it, you've eaten over your daily sodium goal, and that's just lunch. And it's not just about the salt. Processed meats like sausage, bacon, hot dogs, and cold cuts are often preserved with nitrates and nitrites, compounds that have been linked to inflammation and long-term health issues, including an increased risk of heart disease and even certain cancers. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up flavor to protect your heart. A simple switch you can try. Cook a batch of skinless chicken breast, turkey, or lean beef at home. Boil it, roast it, or even throw it in a slow cooker with herbs and garlic. Once it cools, slice it thin and keep it in the fridge for sandwiches, wraps, or salad toppers. You'll still get the protein, still feel full and satisfied, but without the blood pressure spike. And because you made it, you control how much salt goes in. Want more flavor? Add fresh herbs, lemon juice, mustard, or even a little olive oil. You'll be surprised how tasty simple food can be when it's cooked with care. Here's a little reminder from someone who's been there. Eating well isn't about giving things up. It's about choosing what loves you back. Processed food might be quick and easy, but it doesn't treat your body with the love and respect it deserves. And at this stage of life, that matters more than ever. So the next time you're at the grocery store, take a moment to read the label. If the sodium is sky high, or the ingredients list is longer than your shopping list, it might be worth putting it back on the shelf. Your heart will thank you. We all know the feeling. It's late. You're tired. Maybe you've been running errands all day, or watching the grandkids, or just don't feel like standing over the stove. You drive by your favorite fast food spot. That warm smell of fried chicken, salty fries, and sizzling burgers hits your nose, and suddenly you're thinking, why not? Just this once. We've all been there. And there's nothing wrong with treating yourself every now and then. But here's where fast food becomes a quiet danger, especially if high blood pressure is already knocking on your door. Fast food is designed to be crave-worthy. The crunch, the salt, the fat. It all works together to make you want more. But behind that satisfying bite is a mix of trans fats, bad cholesterol, LDL, refined carbs, and a shocking amount of sodium. Let's take something as simple as a medium order of fries. It might look small sitting in its red cardboard sleeve, but it often contains 700 to 800 milligrams of sodium. And that's before you add ketchup or dip it in a sauce. Now add in a fried chicken sandwich, maybe a soda, and you've just surpassed your daily sodium limit in one meal. Not to mention consuming trans fats that can raise your bad cholesterol and lower your good cholesterol. It's like a 1-2 punch to your heart. And here's the thing, the effects aren't just physical. After a fast food meal, many people experience sluggishness, bloating, even mood swings. That's because your body is working overtime to process what it just received, and it's not the kind of fuel it truly wants. But don't worry, you don't have to give up your favorite flavors. You just have to reimagine them in a way that supports your health instead of sabotaging it. Here's a better choice. Next time that fry craving hits, try baking potato wedges at home, or better yet, pop them into an air fryer. Toss them in a little olive oil, sprinkle on rosemary, thyme, or garlic powder instead of salt. You still get that crispy edge, that comforting bite, but without the sodium overload or trans fats. You can even make a homemade chicken sandwich with grilled chicken, whole grain bread, and fresh avocado for creaminess instead of mayo. Add lettuce, tomato, a little mustard, and you've got yourself a heart-healthy version of a fast food favorite. But I don't have the time or energy to cook every day. I hear you. The trick is batch cooking once or twice a week, then storing meals in the fridge or freezer. That way, when you're tired or in a rush, you've got something nourishing ready to go. Just like fast food, but better. And remember this. Fast food may be fast, but a strong heart, steady energy, and clear mind? That's a slow joy that's worth every minute. They're warm. They're comforting. They're fast and cheap. Everything we think we need on a cold evening or a rushed afternoon. Whether it's a pack of instant ramen tucked away in the pantry or a microwavable cup of noodle soup, these foods have become a go-to for millions of Americans, especially those living alone or cooking for one. And it's easy to see why. Just add hot water, and in minutes, you've got something hot and savory in your hands. But here's what many people don't see, or don't want to see. Behind that salty broth and soft noodles is a tidal wave of sodium, preservatives, and chemical flavor enhancers that can quietly put your health at risk. Let's break it down. Most people think of a pack of instant noodles as a light snack, something simple. But just one pack can contain anywhere from 1,600 to 2,000 milligrams of sodium. To put that into perspective, the American Heart Association recommends no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day for people with high blood pressure. So yes, one little packet of noodles can max out, or even exceed, your entire day's sodium allowance. And don't be fooled by the tiny flavor packet. That's where most of the sodium hides, often along with monosodium glutamate, MSG, and other additives meant to trigger your taste buds into thinking something is delicious, when it's really just salty. And here's the sad irony. Instant noodles often taste like comfort. They remind us of college days, tight budgets, or simple times. But for an older body, especially one already managing heart or kidney issues, they're a burden your system doesn't need. So what can you eat instead? You can still enjoy a warm, savory bowl of noodles, but make it at home with ingredients that love your body back. Try using rice noodles or whole wheat noodles. Cook them in a light homemade broth And add plenty of fresh vegetables like bok choy, mushrooms, spinach, or carrots. You can even toss in some tofu, shredded chicken, or a poached egg for protein. Season with a dash of low-sodium soy sauce, fresh ginger, garlic, or a squeeze of lime. You'll be amazed at how delicious it is, and how good you feel afterward. Need a shortcut? Make a big pot of this homemade noodle soup once a week and keep leftovers in the fridge or freezer. That way, when the craving strikes, you've got your own instant comfort food, minus the health risks. And remember, comfort food should comfort your body, not just your cravings. What we choose to eat, especially in moments of tiredness or loneliness, matters more as we age. It's not about guilt or rules, it's about honoring yourself with foods that truly care for you. By now, you might be thinking, okay, I'll cut back on fast food, skip the noodles, but I cook at home, so I'm doing all right, right? Well, maybe. But here's something many people overlook, even when they're cooking from scratch. It's not always what we eat that causes problems. Sometimes, it's what we pour, dip, and drizzle over the top. Think about your favorite condiments: soy sauce, fish sauce, steak sauce, barbecue glaze, even certain salad dressings. These flavor boosters are part of everyday meals, especially in households where we grew up hearing things like just a little splash to taste or add enough until it's just right. But here's the catch. Even small amounts of these sauces can deliver huge amounts of sodium. Just 1 tablespoon of regular soy sauce can contain 900 to 1000 milligrams of sodium. And when you add a little here, a little there, to your stir-fry, to your dipping bowl, to your marinade, it adds up fast. Some folks unknowingly consume over 3000 milligrams of sodium a day, just from seasoning to taste. That's double the amount recommended by the American Heart Association. And over time, this silent seasoning can cause your blood pressure to creep higher and higher, without a single obvious symptom. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up flavor. You just have to season smarter. Here are a few swaps to try. Use low-sodium soy sauce or tamari, a gluten-free alternative. Many versions taste just as rich but with half the sodium. Add lemon or lime juice for brightness instead of salt. Use garlic, onion, chili flakes, rosemary, thyme, or dried oregano to build flavor naturally. A touch of balsamic vinegar or rice vinegar can add depth to dishes without increasing sodium. Try seasoning blends labeled salt-free. You might be surprised how much flavor they carry. And if fish sauce or oyster sauce is part of your cultural cooking, like in many Asian cuisines, look for light versions, and remember, just a few drops can go a long way when paired with fresh ingredients. A quick tip from folks who've made the switch. Try cutting your usual sauce amount in half and taste before adding more. Your palate will adjust, and your blood pressure will thank you. Because here's what matters most. Salt should never steal your joy. But it also shouldn't steal your health. And with a little creativity, you can keep the flavor, while protecting your heart. And now, let's talk about one of the hardest habits to break, not because we don't know better, but because it feels like joy itself. Packaged sweets and store-bought pastries. When sugar feels like a hug, but hurts the heart. There's something about a cookie with coffee, a slice of cake on a Sunday afternoon, or a sweet muffin with breakfast that just feels comforting. And for many of us, desserts aren't just food, they're memories. A birthday celebration, family gathering, a quiet moment alone with something warm and sweet. But here's the honest truth. Those store-bought sweets, the muffins, cakes, cookies, toaster pastries, donuts, are often loaded with trans fats, refined sugar, and hidden sodium, turning that small treat into a heavy burden for your heart and blood pressure. You see, most of these packaged desserts are designed to last weeks, even months, on shelves. To do that, manufacturers use hydrogenated oils, trans fats, and high fructose corn syrup, both of which are known to raise LDL, bad cholesterol, increase inflammation, and contribute to weight gain and insulin resistance. And that weight gain, it doesn't just affect how your clothes fit. It's one of the strongest risk factors for high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes, which often go hand in hand, a dangerous duo for heart health. Let's not forget, sugar also stimulates quick spikes in blood sugar, which can cause energy crashes, irritability, and over time, damage to blood vessels and kidney function. It's a sweet moment with a sour aftermath. But here's the beautiful thing. You can still enjoy something sweet in a way that loves your body back. Here are a few simple, satisfying swaps. Reach for fresh fruits like berries, apples, or bananas. Naturally sweet, full of fiber, and bursting with antioxidants. Try making homemade oatmeal cookies using oats, mashed bananas, a touch of cinnamon, and maybe some chopped nuts or raisins. No added sugar needed. For a treat, bake at home with almond flour, unsweetened applesauce, or stevia instead of white sugar. That way, you know exactly what's going into your dessert. Love chocolate? Go for dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa, in small portions. It has less sugar and may even offer heart-healthy benefits. A helpful tip. Keep healthy snacks visible, a fruit bowl on the table, pre-cut veggies, or yogurt in the fridge. The easier the choice, the more likely we are to make it. And let's be kind to ourselves. Craving sweets doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But with a little awareness and a few gentle changes, you can enjoy sweetness in a way that supports your well-being, not sabotages it. Because at this stage of life, we deserve joy, not just in the moment, but in the days and years that follow. If there's one thing we've learned today, it's this. Managing high blood pressure isn't just about the pills we take. It's about the choices we make at the table, day after day, bite after bite. The truth is, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. You just have to start noticing those hidden salt bombs, the sweet traps, the quick fixes that quietly weigh your heart down. By cutting back, or better yet, swapping in healthier versions of these 5 common foods, you're not just lowering a number on a chart. You're protecting your heart, your brain, your energy, and your independence. Because staying healthy isn't just about living longer. It's about living better. Waking up with more clarity. Moving through the day with more ease. Feeling strong enough to do the things you love with the people you love. Now it's your turn. Do you find yourself eating one or more of these 5 foods every week? What's been the hardest one to cut back on? And what healthy swaps have worked for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story, your wins, even your struggles. You never know who you might inspire. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Because we're right here with you, every step of the way, helping you live well, age strong, and truly thrive in your golden years.